Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. 1 second, my dog's at the door. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness, who's this? Who's this? He is in desperate need of a haircut. I'm fully aware of it. He's getting one on Sunday, so it's okay. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. Oh. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this video is very pre-filmed, by the way. So a while ago I did a post on YouTube saying that I filmed a few videos just before I went traveling in August. I wasn't quite sure if you guys wanted to watch the reading vlogs that I filmed just before I went traveling. There was 2 of them. One I already posted, and this is the second one, just because I'd already discussed the books that I've read in that vlog in my June, July, and August wrap up. So you guys already know my feelings and thoughts about it. So I was like, is it a bit like redundant to post this reading vlog? But I thought, you know what? No. Because I personally love reading vlogs. I think they're so much more fun. You get way more insight into people's thoughts and opinions while they're in the process of reading the book. You know what I mean? And when I made the post on YouTube to see if you guys were still interested, all of you, well, not all of you, but whoever did comment on that post was like, yes, please post it. So here it is. I really hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. There's so many good books in my August TBR. I'm like slightly overwhelmed. I have already started a book just this morning, but I will bring over my TBR card. 1 second. And the book that I started today is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I actually started reading this while I was at the hair salon. If you can't tell, I did get my hair cut. I got it cut much shorter than it was, and I added a ton of layers, like so many layers, just because I was really bored of my hair and I needed some volume, some texture, just some fun things going on. My hair salon is also near the beach, so after I got my hair cut, I went and I got myself a coffee and I sat down and I read like maybe 1 chapter or so. But I am 10% through this book right now, and guys, I'm actually really enjoying it so much. If you don't know, this is based off a Hermione fanfiction. You know, I need to really Google this. I'm gonna Google this now. It's either based off a Hermione fanfiction or it is a Hermione fanfiction that has been published as an actual book. And I've already spoken about this, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I loved Hermione. Like, I loved Hermione so much growing up. Like, it was my obsession. So when I heard that this is based off a Hermione fanfiction, I was like, take my money. And now here it is in my hands. It's also a very beautiful, beautiful book cover. It says on my Kindle I'm on page 39, so I am about here. And it also has very interesting like magic. It's definitely based off Harry Potter, but the author has changed a lot of things about it, but it has that cool sort of Harry Potter magic system. It does flip between like the present and the past. This book is actually set after the war, but it does flip back to when they're all at school, and I'm just really enjoying it so far. I really, really am. I have a feeling it's gonna be a dark romantasy. So that's okay with me. Like I said, I loved Hermione and I definitely read a lot of dark Hermione fanfiction back in my days. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and do some more reading of this, and I'm really excited. So update on Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I am now up to part 2, which is chapter 12, and that is page 123. And I just want to say, this book, I don't know what she's put in it, addictive. Like, I just want to read it all the time. I woke up so excited to read it. Like, it just has that, it has that vibe, you know? It definitely is more on the dark side, especially because they're essentially auctioning off all these people. And let me sort of explain what's happening, because it's so interesting. And it's definitely like inspired by Hermione, but the magic system, everything in here is its completely own thing, like completely own thing. So in this world, there's two kinds of magicians essentially. There's people who do mind magic and there's people who do heart magic. Now Hermione, well not Hermione, her name's Bryony, but you know, this character is obviously inspired by Hermione. She is someone from like the mind magic category, and Tovin, is that his name? Tovin? Yes, Tovin, who is inspired by Draco. He is from the heart magic sort of people. Everyone that does mind magic, they're called Eversons, and everyone that does heart magic is a Bombardee. And essentially how it works is people who do heart magic, they can really exhaust themselves using magic, like it can really deplete them. And people who have mind magic, so Hermione and those people, not Hermione, but you know what I mean, their magic is essentially a lot better because it doesn't exhaust the body as much as heart magic. And it's because they're using magic from the mind, but the other people, like if they use enough of their magic, it can completely exhaust them and potentially kill them or something like that. Like it can really take them out. And so what they found, the Bombardies, the people who do heart magic, is that they can essentially use the people from mind magic and steal their magic, essentially, like kind of leech off it and make themselves stronger and have better magical abilities. And people that have mind magic have different kinds of magical abilities, like shielding or like different kinds of it. Very interesting magic system. Also, this is one of those books that has so many characters. It's a really good thing she's put in. Where is it? She's put in like the Evermore Rosewood family tree and the Bombard, sort of like what's happening in it, and like the 10th people in line. Now, thank God she did that because there's so many characters in this book and so many people, and it can get a little bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've had to refer back to the family tree a couple of times because there's so many characters, and there's also lots of information in this book. Like it's definitely a book you have to lock into when reading because there's so much information, which I'm really enjoying. But yeah, let me get back to it. The Bombardies, those people, bad people. And the war is over now, and they've been hunting the other people, the mind magic people, for a few years, and they finally tracked them down and they've got them. And essentially what's happening now, I've just got up to the part, which is obviously what's going to dictate the whole story. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking, but we just got up to the auction. And so these people, the mind magic people, are being auctioned off to all the heart magic people. Hope you're staying with me here. So that each heart person can own someone from the mind magic category, and they can essentially use their magic and leech off it. And those people are essentially kept as like a slave, kind of. Basically like a magic slave to the other person, so they can steal their power and steal their magic and make themselves more magical. But it's definitely a bit on the darker side because there's obviously lots of men, powerful men, buying these magical women, and also men. They're buying men and women, but you know old men, old powerful men, they're not just going to use these women for their magic, are they? So definitely more on the darker side in that way. But I'm really enjoying this book. Like I'm so heavily invested. And you guys, the depression I had when I found out that this is a trilogy, well, it's gonna be a trilogy, I was like, no! Which means that when I finish this book, the story isn't gonna be complete, and I just know it's probably gonna end on a cliffhanger, and I'm gonna have to wait God knows how long until the second book comes out, because this is a new release. So yeah, just know that I'm really enjoying the book so far. Just a very engrossing story. Like I'm so locked in this book when I'm reading it. When I'm reading it, I'm like thrown into this world, and not in a good way because there's definitely some scenes where I'm like, ooh. But I really love how this book flips between past and present. So the present is them like at the auction now, but it does go back 7 years ago to when they're in school, and I'm just loving it. I'm really loving it so much. I'm gonna go to the gym now, but I cannot wait to come home from the gym. and read this book. So yeah, so far it's honestly feeling like a 4.5 star. Depending on how this book goes, it definitely has 5-star potential. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I will update you guys once I have some more updates. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Hi guys, so I've decided that I want to start reading The Prison Healer. I don't know what came over me. I came in this room, I was looking at my TBR cart, and I felt called to this book. I was just like, I felt called to this book. I felt this book was calling me. I'm having one of those days where like English is not coming to me naturally. I don't know what's going on today, but I'm like, something about this book was just calling my name. So I picked it up and I was like, you know, I'm going to start this book today. However, I am going to start it in audiobook format because I have so many things I need to do today. So many things. And if you don't know, I'm going to Europe for a 5-week trip, almost a 5-week trip. And that's not just any trip, I'm going on my honeymoon. So we're going to start off in the UK because if you don't know, my partner is from England. So we'll start off in England to see his family and do a few little day trips in Scotland and England. And then we're going to head to the south of France, and then we're going to go to Italy and then Greece. And it's going to be the best time ever. And I just have a lot to do before we go away. So I'm gonna chuck on my headphones. Did you guys hear that? That was a great sound. Gonna chuck on my headphones and listen to this because I definitely am in the mood to read, but I just don't really have that time to, you know, sit down and read. And I always find starting a fantasy romance, although this is not fantasy romance, I think this is more like dystopian, political. I actually don't know. I really, no idea, babe. I definitely know it's YA, it's set in a prison. The main girl works as a prison healer. She was taken from her normal life and they were all sent to this prison. And because she's got healing abilities, she was able to work as a healer instead of just being, you know, a person at the jail. What are they called? Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, just words aren't coming to me today. They are not coming. I am blanking so much today. I'm so tired as well. But you get the gist. You get it. Everyone and their mothers seem to love this book and love the series. So I'm really excited to see what it's all about. And yeah, let's put on the headphones and do some listening, shall we? Good morning, everyone. I am in desperate need of coffee. I'm so tired today, but sorry, that's just the washing machine. But yeah, so tired today, like absolutely exhausted. And for some reason, I decided to do a full face of makeup today. I don't know why. I was having one of those mornings where I just felt really ugly, and I was like, oh, let me do my skincare. And then after my skincare, I was like, still ugly. Let me do my makeup. And even after doing my makeup, I'm still like, I did get my period today though, so that probably tells you why I feel so like, but but that's okay. I thought I would tell you guys about The Prison Healer and how I feel about it so far. So I've only listened to The Prison Healer so far. I haven't actually physically read it yet, but I'm on chapter 10, which is page 88. And so far I am liking it, I think. However, my only fear, and again, this could go away, but for some reason I'm like bored. Like, it's an interesting story, an interesting premise, like it's an interesting setting, but for some reason I'm just finding myself uninterested. I don't know why. I'm just like, I've got no idea why. Basically, it's set in this prison called Zalendorf. What the hell's it called? Zalendorf. Very notorious bad prison for evil people. Our main girl Kiva, she was taken when she was very young away from her family, and she was like one of the, what are they called, inmates in prison. Actually, first let me have a sip of coffee. Oh, so good. Yeah, it's an interesting premise so far, interesting setting. I also believe we have met the male main character, if I'm not mistaken. I think his name's Jaron. What is this man's name? I completely forget, but you meet him like very early on, like super early on. She's taking care of him, so he's just arrived to the prison and she's helping to take care of him, again, because she's a prison healer. And I think he's gonna be the male love interest. I really don't know, but it does seem like it is gonna lead that way because of the way she's like talking about him and the way she's felt about him. Kiva, our main girl, I don't feel like I know much about her. Like, she's one of those characters so far. We could have character development, but so far she's sort of just seeming like one of those cookie cutter main characters where like they don't have a personality. They don't really have like, they're not amazing, they're not evil, they're not sassy, they're not super kind. Like, they're just very mellow. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't really have any standout features in terms of personality for me. And sometimes that does happen in YA series. I find that happens a bit more than an adult series. I feel like in adult fantasy romance, you get more of like the sassy kind of main character, and then sometimes in YA, you just get more of like a mellow character. And again, there's so much room for progression. I feel like the way I'm talking about this book so far is making it seem like I don't like it, which is not true. I am really enjoying it, kind of. I'm just like not connected yet, and again, we're only 88 pages in, but I don't feel connected to any of the characters really, not even the cute little boy that's in this book. I don't know why. They have just started talking about the trial, so I'm hoping the book will start picking up soon, because I think there's going to be 4 trials in this book. It's like this elemental trial, and it's given to like the deadliest prison person, and Kiva is going to be taking place of the rebel queen. So it looks like Kiva is going to step in and do these trials. Mind you, no one has ever survived these trials before, and they're elemental trials, so I think there's air, fire, water, and earth. And I'm really interested to see like how those trials are going to go. I'm looking forward to that part. I'm looking forward to like the story picking up. And normally I don't mind like a bit of a slower story, but I think because I'm not connected to the characters, it feels boring to me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go drink my coffee and do some reading, and yeah, hopefully it starts picking up.
I think too much. I wake up tired and terrified. Started feeling weak.
Okay guys, the trials have started. Thank God. So I'm on page 108, which is chapter 12, and the trials have begun. So I think now the story is going to pick up, which I'm really, really, really excited about. We're getting a flashback now. I'm interested because I'm like, we don't know how she really got there, and she's also been taken away from her family. So it's nice now to like get some backstory and, you know, piece some things together. So she just survived the first trial, which is the air trial, and mean, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's so early on in the book, but I'm gonna say something now, and feel free to fast forward to this moment if you think this is a spoiler. Again, I personally don't think so because it's like so early on in the book, but feel free to do so. She was saved by the crown prince, and right now she's like in this room with the princess, with the crown princess, and it's like this royal family that like people just don't know about. And the crown princess says, "It seems even crown princes can be swayed by a pretty face. Who needs justice when attraction is clearly much more important?" And then Kiva's like, "Wait, Prince Deverick saved me?" Now I'm gonna throw out an assumption, a prediction, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm just gonna assume this. I have a feeling that Jaren, the main guy in this book, is the prince. And I say this because early on in the book when she was healing him, she noticed she had some marks on him, and she was like, "Oh, how did you get that?" And he said he got it from riding a horse. And then she, in her mind, she's like, if he's riding horses, he clearly comes from money, because only wealthy people can afford that. You know, so it does make me question. Is Jared a part of the royal family? Because he just randomly came in the prison. Odd. And yeah, I don't know. That's just my assumption so far. Oh my god, no. But something else even more exciting. I would actually much prefer this. If the crown prince, Deverick, is just his own person, Jared is his own person, and we have a love triangle. Now that would be more fun. We don't even know if Jaren is gonna be like the love interest. I'm just assuming so based off what I've seen so far, but that would be fun. That would be very fun. I actually have more to say in this kind of spoiler section. Again, I don't think it's a spoiler, but you might think so. Earlier on, she's talking about how the crown prince and the crown princess and like that royal family always conceal their faces, especially in public, so you never really know what they look like. Don't you just think it's a little bit suspicious? And I've heard that this book has a huge plot twist towards the end, and if that's the plot twist, I will be a little bit annoyed, I'm not gonna lie, because everyone's like, oh my god, the ending goes crazy in this book. So there's a possibility that's the plot twist, and there's also a huge possibility that it's not. That's just my prediction so far, based off where I'm at in the story. Guys, tell me why the trial was over in 2 pages. 2 pages. I was looking forward to this. We still have 3 more trials, but like, what? I'm liking the book a little bit more now, I think. I don't feel much. I don't feel much, unfortunately. Hello guys, I've just made myself a nice cup of coffee and I was listening to Rose and Chains, the audiobook. I prefer reading it. I much prefer reading it because even though the audiobook is really good, I am not always a huge fan of when it's just like one voice narrator doing the whole thing, because I don't like when women try to put on like a man voice when reading out like the man bits. I don't know why, like it irks me, like, you know, like they try to do the deep voice but it like throws off the character for me in my head, so I just prefer reading it myself. But because I was doing a couple things, I was like, let me listen to the audiobook. And where am I up to in the audiobook? Let's see. I think I'm on chapter 30 in the audiobook, which is page 272, so I don't actually think I've read that much since I've last spoken to you guys. But I'm definitely like close to finishing. I'm probably almost 2/3 in the book and I am still really enjoying the book. I will definitely say this is a darker fantasy romance, especially because of the setting that's going on. You know, men are using women for certain things for their own pleasure, and a lot of it is unfortunately non-consensual. So if that kind of stuff makes you sensitive and you don't like reading about stuff like that, definitely don't read this. But it definitely adds to like the girth, and I don't know if girth was the right word, no, to the grit. I meant to say grit. For some reason I always confuse those two words, but it adds to like the grittiness of the story, and you know, it really makes you like, it gives you like that visceral reaction, so it really makes the story and like the emotions that the characters go through, everything like that, come a lot more alive. Those are my updates for Rose and Chain so far. Still really enjoying it. I'm gonna say it's probably feeling like a 4 to a 4.25 star for me, so we'll see how the ending of it goes. Okay, so I have finished Rose and Chains by Julie Soto, and I'm either gonna give this a 4 star or a 4.25 star. I'm not too sure which one yet, but it's somewhere in that range. I really enjoyed this book. I loved the magic system, and I'm very interested by like the complexities of what's going on. It's very believable, like what's kind of happening and how like the bad people are using the good people for magic. Like it's all very believable. Like I feel like this would actually happen in a post-war Harry Potter scenario. Maybe minus like some of the more darker, crude things that the men are doing. But then again, you never know. Men are men, so maybe they would be doing that. But yeah, very interesting setting, very interesting scenario. I also like that Tovin, like Draco, is morally grey. Like he is an interesting character, and I think if you're someone who enjoys like a much warmer, kinder character, maybe like this is kind of like a bully romance. Not a proper bully romance, but there is definitely some, maybe more of that kind of side of the romance, which again, you know, makes sense. Like it's based off Draco and Hermione, so you know, it's a bit more of that kind of romance, but not really. I mean, like he takes good care of her, you know? Anyways, yeah, really enjoyed this book. Cannot wait to continue the series. And I already mentioned it earlier on in the video. I think I like edited myself in saying this, but Julie Soto is actually the person who wrote the really famous Hermione fanfiction called The Auction, and then she's just gone in and like made some edits and changes and turned it into like an actual book. But at first I was like, how can she write a book based off a fanfiction? Like what has she taken from that fanfiction? Isn't that sort of like stealing someone's work? No, she wrote The Auction. And I'm very intrigued to read the actual fan fiction now and see what the differences are. 4 star to a 4.25 star. I really enjoyed it. And I think if you are someone that likes Hermione, you'd really like this. I'm just gonna go have a shower, go to bed. I'm gonna continue reading The Prison Healer. I think I'm like halfway through The Prison Healer now. So yeah, still, I'm not loving it. Like I'm not loving it as much as I thought I was gonna love it. You know, which is such a shame, such a shame. Like I'm just finding myself like a little bit checked out when I read The Prison Healer. I don't know why, you guys. I don't know why. Like it's a series that I really want to like, but sometimes that happens, you know? So anyways, yeah, gonna shower, shower, read, sleep, and then I will update you guys tomorrow once I'm a little bit further into The Prison Healer to see if I like it a bit more. Okay, so reading update, I am now up to chapter 18, which is page 188, and I am enjoying it more. I just feel like the book moves very slowly for me, and I just don't feel connected to any of the characters. And I think if I did feel more connected to them, I would definitely enjoy this book a lot more. But I don't know, like I'm not really looking forward to picking it up. Also, like while I'm reading it, I do feel like my mind is wandering elsewhere. I'm really sad by this, by the way, you guys. Like this is not a book that I wanted to be bored reading. Like this is not something that I thought was gonna happen. I really thought that I was gonna love this book. I really did. I'm only halfway through it, but I just don't really see that changing. I don't. Like so far it's feeling like a 3.25 star for me. Like it's good, I like the setting. It's definitely keeping me entertained enough to want to continue reading it. I'm definitely not going to DNF it, but I'm just like, don't know, it's not giving me much. And I feel like the premise of the book talks about the trials, but the trials have just been like, I don't know, unsure. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. Hopefully things pick up. I keep saying that, but hopefully they do, but I just don't think, I don't know. Anyways, let's do some reading. Hello, me again. So I am editing this video and I've also realized that I never posted the end of this video or me talking about my final thoughts and ratings of The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. So let's get into it. So unfortunately my thoughts did not change towards this book. I'm gonna give it a 3-star and I'm really disappointed. I was really hoping I was gonna enjoy it a lot more, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes for some reason you just don't connect with certain characters, or with other books you just do. Reading is so personal and so subjective, so please don't come for me if you love this series, because I know a lot of you do. I just didn't, unfortunately, and I do not plan on continuing the series. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The plot twist at the end, it wasn't what I thought, but it was like, I don't know. I just didn't feel anything towards this book. Like, honest to God, not a single emotion. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I would still recommend this series because I think so many people love it, and I definitely think that I'm like in the minority here, so don't listen to me. If you've seen it everywhere and you really want to give it a go, give it a go. So yeah, unfortunately this series is not for me. It's still good, it's pretty well written, it had a good plot, it had a lot of good things going for it. I just didn't connect to the story, to the characters, anything like that, and sometimes those things happen, but it's okay. At least I gave it a go and now I know. So anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. I'm sorry that this is such an old video, but I'm not gonna waste this content, am I? So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!